Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered where the time went? One moment, you're chasing kids around the backyard or dancing at weddings, and then suddenly, climbing stairs feels like a workout, and your back reminds you of its presence. Every time you sit too long, aging sneaks up on us, doesn't it? But here's the thing, no one tells you enough. Just because you're over 65 doesn't mean your best years are behind you. In fact, many people find their 60s, 70s, even their 80s are full of joy, purpose, and yes, surprisingly good health. The key isn't just about avoiding illness. It's about making small, powerful choices that stack up over time. Choices that can not only help you live longer, but live better. I'm talking about waking up with energy, feeling sharp in your mind, strong in your body, and connected to the people and passions that make life worth living. And that's what we're diving into today. If you've ever felt like you're slowing down more than you should, or you're just looking for ways to squeeze more good years out of life, this video is for you. Because I want to share 5 simple habits that, when done consistently after 65, can add up to a full decade of healthier, happier living. No magic pills, no extreme diets, just practical, doable changes with real results. Let's start with something so simple, yet so overlooked. How you move your body. Not how much, not how far, but how often. You see, a lot of people think they need to hit the gym hard or power walk for miles a day to stay fit. And sure, that works for some, but the real game changer isn't intense workouts. It's gentle, frequent movement throughout your day. Think about this. Sitting for hours on end on the couch, in the car, at the table, signals to your body that it's time to power down. Muscles weaken, joints stiffen, circulation slows. But something magical happens when you make movement a natural part of your daily rhythm. Stretching your arms when you wake up, taking a 5-minute stroll around the house every hour, gardening, dancing in the kitchen, doing a few leg lifts while brushing your teeth, it all counts. And the science backs this up. People who stay physically active in small, consistent ways are less likely to suffer falls, arthritis pain, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. I remember chatting with a woman named Elaine, who's 72 and swears by her habit of walking to the mailbox 3 times a day, once in the morning, once after lunch, and once before bed. It's only a few steps, but she adds a loop around the yard each time. She says it keeps her legs strong and her mind even stronger. It's not about the distance, it's about telling your body, I'm still here, and I still need you. Now let's talk about something a little deeper, your connections. It might surprise you to know that loneliness is just as damaging to your health as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. Isn't that wild? But it makes sense. We're wired to connect, to laugh, to share stories, to be seen. After retirement, after kids leave the house, after friends move or pass on, that connection can slowly slip away. But here's the truth. It's never too late to build meaningful bonds. You don't need a crowd, you just need someone. Maybe it's calling your sister every Sunday, or chatting with a neighbor while watering your plants. Maybe it's joining a book club, a walking group, or even starting a regular lunch date with someone who makes you smile. These little moments of connection are powerful medicine. They boost your mood, lower your blood pressure, strengthen your immune system, and even sharpen your memory. I met a man named George at a community center in Florida. He's 78 and volunteers twice a week just to chat with people. He says, "Mion gives me a reason to get dressed, comb my hair, and smile." And guess what? That smile is contagious. Staying socially engaged gives your day structure, your heart a little warmth, and your brain a healthy challenge. And while we're on the subject of keeping your brain sharp, let me ask you this. When was the last time you tried something new? Something unfamiliar, maybe even a little outside your comfort zone? Because keeping your mind young isn't just about doing crossword puzzles. It's about keeping it curious, active, and hungry. This brings us to another powerful habit, lifelong learning. It doesn't mean going back to school, unless you want to. It means feeding your brain regularly, just like you feed your body. Read a new book, learn to use a new app, try painting, cooking a dish from another country, or even picking up a few words in a new language. These things do more than just pass the time. They keep the neural pathways in your brain flexible and strong. The research is clear. People who continue learning after retirement are less likely to develop dementia, and they report higher levels of happiness and satisfaction. It's like giving your mind a daily vitamin, but way more fun. I once heard a 67-year-old say she taught herself to play the ukulele during the pandemic. Now she plays for her grandkids on weekends. She said, "I thought I was too old to learn something new. Turns out I was just waiting for the right moment, and maybe that's true for you too. Maybe today is that moment." So if you've been feeling a little stuck, a little tired, or even just a little unsure of how to make the most of this chapter in life, remember this: your body listens to how you treat it. Your mind responds to how you challenge it. And your heart grows with every connection you nurture. What we've talked about so far are just the beginning, small steps with big rewards. And as we continue, you'll see how each of these habits builds on the others, like threads in a stronger, more vibrant tapestry of life. When you think about what really makes a life feel full, what gives it that glow, that deep breath of contentment, it often comes down to one quiet word: purpose. Having a reason to get up in the morning, to move through your day with intention, can be more energizing than any supplement or workout. And that brings us to another powerful habit, one that's often overlooked but maybe the most transformative of them all: staying connected to a sense of purpose. Now, your purpose doesn't have to be something grand or dramatic. You don't need to start a foundation or write a memoir, unless that excites you, of course. Purpose can be as simple as tending a garden because it brings you peace, helping raise a grandchild, walking dogs at the local shelter, sharing your wisdom with younger folks who are hungry to learn from your journey. The what doesn't matter nearly as much as how it makes you feel: alive, useful, engaged. I once spoke with a retired teacher named Maria. After decades, in the classroom she found herself drifting after retirement. For a while she spent her days watching TV, napping and wandering the grocery store just to pass the time. But something inside her felt dim. Then one day she offered to help a neighbor's daughter with her reading. That turned into weekly sessions. Then a few more kids joined. Before she knew it, Maria had turned her living room into a little learning nook. She told me, "I didn't even realize how much I missed being needed." That spark in her eyes, that's what purpose does. Researchers have found that people who feel a strong sense of purpose live longer, experience fewer strokes, and are even less likely to be diagnosed with Alzheimer's. It's that powerful, and best of all, it's completely within your reach. Your purpose doesn't have to match anyone else's. It just has to matter to you. Now let's shift gears to something that touches every part of your well-being, from your heart to your skin, your energy levels, and even your mood. I'm talking about the fuel you give your body. Yes, the fourth habit is about eating with intention, but don't worry, this isn't a lecture on cutting out every little indulgence or switching to rabbit food. It's about finding joy in nourishing your body in ways that make it stronger, lighter, and more resilient. After 65, your nutritional needs shift. You need more of certain things, like calcium for bone health, protein to preserve muscle, and fiber to keep your digestion smooth. And you need less of others, like refined sugars and sodium, which can sneak into processed foods and quietly raise your blood pressure or spike inflammation. But here's the good news: eating well can still be delicious and satisfying. Think of colorful plates, bright greens, deep oranges, vibrant berries. These foods are packed with antioxidants which fight off cell damage and slow aging from the inside out. Add in omega-3 rich foods like salmon, walnuts, or flax seeds, and you're doing wonders for your heart and brain. One woman I know, Joan, who just turned 80, swears by her daily power bowl. It's nothing fancy, just oatmeal with berries, a scoop of ground flaxseed, a handful of almonds, and a splash of honey. But she lights up when she talks about how it makes her feel. "It's like giving my body a hug," she says. And honestly, what a beautiful way to think about it. If cooking feels overwhelming, start small. Replace one packaged snack a day with a piece of fresh fruit. Try swapping soda for herbal tea. Make a pot of hearty vegetable soup once a week, and freeze portions for days when energy runs low. Eating well doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be consistent. Your body will thank you, and you'll feel the difference in your energy, your skin, even how clearly you think. And speaking of thinking clearly, let's talk about rest. Because as much as we focus on doing and moving and learning, rest is where your body repairs, your mind resets, and your spirit breathes. That brings us to a habit that many people neglect: protecting your sleep. Sleep changes as we age. You might find yourself waking up more often in the night or rising earlier than you'd like, but that doesn't mean quality sleep is out of reach. In fact, getting 7 to 8 hours of good sleep each night is one of the strongest predictors of longevity and overall health. Without enough restful sleep, everything feels harder. Your balance gets worse. Your memory gets foggy. Even your mood can dip. But with a few simple adjustments, sleep can become your superpower again. Try winding down with a calming ritual, maybe reading a few pages of a book, sipping chamomile tea, or listening to soft music. Keep screens away for the last hour before bed, because the light from phones and TVs can trick your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Keep your bedroom cool and dark, and do your best to go to bed and wake up at the same time each day, even on weekends. Your body loves rhythm, and if you wake up in the night, don't panic. Try breathing deeply or gently stretch your hands and feet. Trust that your body knows how to rest. It just needs a little encouragement. I met a man named Walter who once told me his sleep routine was a joke, until he started treating bedtime like he did back when his kids were little. He made it a ritual: warm bath, quiet room, same time every night. He said, "I used to dread bedtime. Now it's the best part of my day." That shift made all the difference in his energy and focus. You see, each of these habits, moving more, staying connected, keeping your brain curious, eating well and sleeping deeply, they build on each other, like puzzle pieces coming together to create a life that feels whole again. You don't have to change everything at once. Even one small step can start a ripple effect that transforms how you feel, how you think, and how you age. There's something deeply comforting about routines: a warm cup of tea in the morning, a favorite chair by the window, the familiar rhythm of your day. But life, even at its most peaceful, needs just a little bit of challenge to keep us feeling alive. And that's where our final habit comes in: nurturing social connection. Now, this one might surprise you. After all, we often think about diet, exercise, or sleep when it comes to aging well. But the truth is, loneliness can be just as harmful to your health as smoking or obesity. It can increase your risk of heart disease, depression, even cognitive decline. On the flip side, strong social ties, real meaningful ones, can lengthen your life by years, not just in numbers, but in quality. You don't need a dozen close friends or a packed social calendar. Even 1 or 2 connections you can truly rely on make a difference. Someone to laugh with, talk to, share a quiet moment with. That kind of companionship feeds your spirit in ways nothing else can. Think about the last time someone asked you how you were and really meant it, or the last time you shared a memory with someone who lived it with you. These moments might seem small, but they are the stitches that hold your emotional fabric together. I remember a gentleman named Henry who lost his wife after nearly 50 years together. For a while he barely spoke. He'd sit on his porch watching cars go by, feeling like the world had grown quiet around him. But then a neighbor invited him to join a walking group at the local park. He said yes, mostly out of politeness. But week after week, step after step, something shifted. He began looking forward to those walks. The gentle banter, the shared pace, the simple pleasure of being seen and heard. "I didn't know how much I needed people," he said. "I thought I was fine on my own. Turns out, even silence feels better when you're not in it alone." If you feel like your circle has gotten smaller, that's okay. Many people experience that in their later years, but it's never too late to reach out. Join a local group, volunteer, take a class, even an online one. Call an old friend just to say hello. Don't wait for someone to reach out first. Most people are hoping someone will call them too. Social connection doesn't have to mean constant company. It can mean meaningful presence, and it can change everything. Your stress levels drop. Your immune system gets stronger. Your days feel fuller. You remember how good it feels to laugh. So let's step back for a moment and take a deep breath together. Picture yourself waking up, not just to another day, but to another opportunity, to move your body with gratitude, to eat something that fuels you, to rest well, to be a part of something bigger, to live, not just longer, but better. These 5 habits, simple, steady, and rooted in care, can give you 10 more good years. Not just years on a calendar, but years filled with more strength, more joy, more freedom to be yourself. And what? A gift, that is. But the beauty is, you don't have to do everything all at once. Maybe today you take a walk around the block. Tomorrow you swap a sugary snack for something fresh. This weekend you call an old friend just to catch up. Every little choice is a brick in the foundation of your future. And there's no better time to start than right now. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are not finished growing. Your story is still being written, and there are pages yet to be filled with laughter, movement, discovery, and love. If you felt a little stuck lately, I want you to know, you're not alone. Many of us reach a point where we ask, is this it? But the answer doesn't have to be a quiet resignation. It can be a powerful, joyful no. This is just the next chapter, and you get to decide what it looks like. So I hope this conversation has lit a little spark inside you. Not pressure, not guilt, just possibility. A reminder that your body is still listening. Your heart still beats with purpose. Your spirit still has something to say. If this message resonated with you, I'd love for you to share your thoughts in the comments. What habit are you excited to start with? Or maybe you've already made changes that others could learn from. Don't be shy. This space is for all of us to grow together. And if you found this helpful, go ahead and like the video. It really helps more people discover these important messages. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can keep walking this journey of health and joy side by side. Here's to you, stronger, wiser, more vibrant with every passing year. May your days ahead be filled with warmth, laughter, and purpose. Because no matter your age, the best years can still be ahead. Take care of yourself, you're worth it always.